Recognize this place? Back in Chicago. March 24th, 2020. Like everything else in the world, our tour got cancelled out of obvious reasons, which is a bummer, but there are worse things happening in the world right now. Tonight we have a flight back home. We're leaving Chicago, going to Turkey, Istanbul, where we're gonna have our layover, and then fly over to Bucharest. Hopefully our flight won't get cancelled, and we'll make it home. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Personally, I don't mind going in quarantine for 2 weeks as long as I make it home. With all this happening in the world, I wasn't even sure if I should still upload the rest of the tour, but I guess we're stuck indoors anyways, and the show must go on, so here's New York. What you're about to watch, it's based on Ion Creangă's story. The story of every Romanian's childhood. I've done my best to stick to Creangă's writings, to show the story for what it actually is and not stray away from the actual story. I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Could you bring up the lights? Thank you very much. So any questions?
Hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
I like very much the actors. So my Morbește and Mario Polki was such a good choice, and congratulations for choosing.
Thank you. What a coincidence. I like them too.
It was awesome. I just had one question. Cum ai pus ceața? Au fost ceață?
No, that was from God. He asked us, how do we make the fog? I wrote the story like that. She leaves her house walking through the fog. He comes out of the fog, and then I asked them, "Can we make this?" And they were like, "Who do you think you are? This isn't Hollywood." So I was like, "All right, we'll do it without it." And then one morning we were there at 7 a.m. and I was like, I was like, for November.
What was really fascinating to me is how you put all the work that you did to build the house. That was really outstanding in my personal opinion. So
Thank you very much. Thank you. Stop it.
Why did you choose such a dark theme?
The reason I made it this way is because this is how I've always pictured it. When I was a kid and my grandmother would read this to me, and, "Yeah, good night, honey." I was like, "Really?"
Classic story, but I would like to ask you how the children actors.
Oh, the children. I went to a bunch of schools for actors, kids, but see the kids, they couldn't do it for me. I was like, "What scares you?" Nothing. I was like, "Come on, really nothing." I mean, have you ever had a dog chase you? Nope, of course you haven't. You live in an apartment. And then I was working on that house, and these 3 kids, friends, they kept visiting us. The smallest that you've seen, the innocent-looking guy. The first time he came there, he came on an enduro, a dirt bike. And I was like, "What?" And they were so witty. They were like grown-up people in small bodies. They were very witty, very smart, And I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna audition you." "Oh, thank you for the part." I was like, "No, I haven't given you the part yet. I'm just gonna audition you."
How you got to Marius and to Maya? Tell us the story.
So Maya was my teacher, and we had this other actor that I really wanted to have as the wolf. But because Maya got stuck in a storm in Italy, our schedule was moved up 2 weeks. And he had a contract obligation with somebody else, so we lost him. And I was up there in the woods, still building the house, and I was like, who else? And then I remembered Marius Boliki. I used to worship him when I was in college. And I had his number. I mean, I had somebody that had his number. So I just called him up and I was like, "Hi, Mr. Boliki, my name is Victor Canache. Would you like to be my wolf in The Goat and Her 3 Kids?" And she was like, "Well, who are you?" And I was like, this movie with Maya Morgenstern, he asked me 5 times. Băie cu Morgenstern? Da, domnul Bodogi, și vă plătim și... and we're gonna pay you, and we're building the set, and it's a serious project. Is it with Morgenstern? I was like, yes, sir. So you can call her up, and and yeah. Anybody else? Tache Florescu, Constantin Tache Florescu. I don't know. Had anybody watched Nuntă în Basarabia? Era unchiul, ăla înaltul. Păpușarul, a jucat în Păpușarul al lui Hausvater. He's an amazing actor.
Are you going to keep the same set?
I'm gonna keep the same set, but I'm gonna build the whole ogradă. Not the backyard. It's a back in the front yard. So I'm gonna have chicken hooves, and I'm gonna have o brazdă de porumb, and I'm gonna a whole farm.
It's going to be also in Romania something, or in Bucharest, something like this, like you did here, like
I couldn't hear the first part.
You're gonna do this also in Romania?
The presentation? I hope I don't have to. I mean, I'm going all the way to Seattle, city to city to city. I hope I come up with the budget before I go back home. Anyone else? Don't talk to yourselves, talk to me. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
what is your next project?
My next project? This needs to be a feature film. Even if it turns out bad, God forbid, it will still be historical. It's a symbiosis that I think is necessary for the Romanian cinema. Maya Morgenstern as Capra din Capra cu Trăiesc. Come on. And I want to do it. I want to be the one.
I think it was outstanding. What I really liked about it is the fact that it really brings back the memories. Every person above the age of 12 should definitely watch it, because it's one thing the way we imagined it when we were small, and it's another thing the way Victor put it into place.
I really hope the director will have the chance to convert it into a feature film, because as great as the short movie was, I believe the feature film can explore more of the story and be a really complex and interesting Romanian movie that would appeal not only to the Romanian public but to an international public.
Actually engages me. I don't even know what I like the most. It's the story, the light, the music, the sound. I cannot not recommend it. I mean, if this is art.